We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Hello friends, I am Assistant Professor Milan Patel from Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Today we will discuss Clarke-Park and inverse Clarke-Park transformation. So we know that the 3-phase quantities are converted into balanced 2-phase quadrature quantities. Means in Clarke transformation, the 3-phase balanced quantity is converted in 2-phase quadrature quantities. Means 2-phase quantities which are displaced by 90 degree and its rotating speed omega is equal to 0. Then the transformation from 3-phase balanced reference frame to the 2-phase reference frame which is stationary is called Clarke transformation, and from 2-phase quadrature axis to the 3-phase balance set it is called inverse Clarke transformation. Now from 2-phase stationary reference frame to the 2-phase rotating reference frame it is called Park transformation, and from the 2-phase rotating reference frame to the 2-phase stationary reference frame it is called inverse Clarke transformation. So these are the waveforms for the balanced 3-phase balance set, and these are the waveform of 2-phase stationary reference frame which are displaced by 90 degree, and 3-phase balance set is denoted by A, B, C, and for 2-phase stationary it is called alpha and beta, and for rotating reference frame it is denoted by D and Q. So this alpha and beta is displaced by 90 degree. Now for rotating, the constant term id and iq will be get due to the omega reference speed. So now Clarke transformation is given by I alpha is equal to 2 by 3 multiply by IA cos 0, IB cos 120 plus IC cos 240. We can see from figure that so I alpha is in phase with IA, that's why it is right like this, IA cos 0, then IB cos 120 plus IC cos 240. So finally it is given by 2 by 3, cos 0 is equal to 1, cos 120 is given by minus 1 half, cos 240 is also minus 1 half, so it is given by 2 by 3 into IA minus IB by 2 minus IC by 2. So further simplify by 2 by 3 IA minus 1 by 3 IB minus 1 by 3 IC. So it is given by 2 by 3 IA minus 1/3 common IB plus IC. But we know that for phasor summation of IA plus IB plus IC is equal to 0, to put the value of IB plus IC over there. So 2 by 3 IA minus 1/3 minus into minus IA. So it is given by 2 by 3 IA plus 1 by 3 IA. So we can say that I alpha is equal to IA. Now same thing for the I beta. So I beta is given by 2 by 3 into Ia cos 90 plus cos 30 plus cos 150. So we can see in figure that I beta is equal to 2 by 3 Ia cos 90, because the angle between I beta and Ia is equal to 90. Then the angle between I beta and IB is 30. Then the angle between I beta and IC is 230 plus 30 means 150. So it is given by 2 by 3 cos 90 is equal to 0, root 3 by cos 30 is equal to root 3 by 2 IB minus IC cos 150 is equal to again minus root 3 by 2. So we can say that 1 by root 3 common out, IB minus IC. So it is given by 1 by root 3 IB plus IA plus IB. Put the value of minus IC is equal to Ia plus IB. So I beta is equal to 1 by root 3 Ia plus 2 by root 3 IB. So in matrix form we can write like this: I alpha, I beta, I 0 is equal to 1 0 0, because I alpha is equal to only Ia component, so there is no IB and IC component, that's why 1 0 0. Now for IB 1/3 2 by root 3, and there is no IC though, 0. And for I0 component it is 1 1 1. So this is the matrix form of the Clark transformation. Now in further we can also write I alpha, I beta, I O is equal to 2 by 3 common out, matrix 1 minus 1 half minus 1 half, 0 root 3 by 2 minus root 3 by 2, 1 half 1 half 1 half, Ia, IB, IC. The above transformation is called Clark transformation. Now inverse Clark transformation is given by, in inverse Clark transformation we will get the value of I, A, B, C again. So it is given by 1 0 1 minus 1 half root 3 by 2 1 minus 1 half minus root 3 by 2 and 1 multiply by I alpha, I beta, I 0. So one trick for remember it this: we know the matrix for the Clark transformation, which is 1 minus 1 half minus 1 half. So simply write this column vector into the row vector, like 1 0, and all the 1 half is replaced by 1. So simply 1 0 1 minus 1 half root 3 by 2 1 minus 1 half root minus root 3 by 2 1. So this is called inverse Clark transformation. So now Park transformation: the two axis orthogonal stationary reference frames quantities are transformed into rotating reference frame quantity using Park transformation. So this is the two-phase orthogonal stationary reference frame transformed into the two-phase orthogonal rotating reference frame is called Park transformation, and its inverse is called inverse Park transformation. So it is simply given by ID is equal to I alpha cos theta plus I beta sin theta, and IQ is given by I beta cos theta minus I alpha sin theta, where the theta is the angle between this ID and I alpha. Theta is the angle between ID and I alpha. So where theta is the rotating angle, ID, IQ are rotating reference frames, I alpha, I beta is orthogonal stationary reference frame. And for inverse Park transformation, I alpha, I beta is given by ID cos theta minus iq sin theta, and I beta is equal to iq cos theta plus id sin theta. So we have to remember this both the equation for the Park transformation. I hope you understood the Clark and Park and its inverse. Thank you.